Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday. We have a show full of hot topics, so definitely join the conversation. You want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our official website is StephenKnightShow.com. If you'd rather watch us, go to our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Lynia's out today, but we're going to keep the show running. She'll be back next week. All right, so the question of the day is, what was your childhood nickname? I'll start with you, Chike.
It was and still is Clyde, as in Bonnie and Clyde. My dad was a fan of the basketball player Clyde. I think his last name was Austin. Clyde the Glide. Yeah, Clyde Austin. And that was my nickname. Still is. My family still calls me that to this day.
All right.
So when she calls me that, I know they know me from like 1,000 years ago.
Exactly. You hear Clyde, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Nayyir?
Good question. I think it depends on what part of my childhood. The first one I remember was Nye and Nye guys. They I don't know, they kind of came together. My mom, I think, was one of the first people to call me Nye, and then Nye guy. And then later it went from like Nye guy to like Rohelian to the one neighborhood I lived in, they called me Yoshi. And then it went to Nas. By the time I was in high school, I was known as Nas all the way up until college for like a long, that's been my nickname for a long time, Nas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was Buck. My dad used to call me Buck. I hated that name. He called me that because that's what Magic Johnson's teammates call him, Buck.
Oh, okay.
So we'd be at my basketball games, my dad screamed, yeah, Buck, yeah. And the whole audience screaming Buck. I'm like, I hate it. I remember one time I finally said to him, I think I must have been like in 8th grade or something. My name's Steve. He was like, but he still called me Buck.
I think I might have picked up a couple of others too from college. Did you pick any others up from college? I might have had a couple more.
Well, I didn't necessarily have any nicknames, but our freshman year, I sang in the talent show. I think it was what's the organization? I forgot the organization.
Zetas?
No.
Wasn't the Zetas?
Oh no, actually it was the Philly alumni. They had
yeah.
talent show. And so I sang, me and my homeboy sang Lately by Jodeci. And so this one girl from that day, every time I saw her, she goes, ooh, yeah. And that's all she said when she walked by me. Every time. That's all she was saying.
So that was your name?
Her. That's all she ever said to me. We never spoke. It was just, ooh, yeah. And she walked by. But tweet us at home and let us know.
You got to change the name of the show. It's no longer the Stephen Knight Show. It's the show.
Right. Tweet us at home. Let us know, what was your childhood nickname? Stephen Knight Show, SHO. All right, so hot topic. So last night, 60 Minutes quickly began to trend after President Joe Biden appeared on the show the night before. During his interview, Biden declared that the pandemic is over. However, there's still work that needs to be done as COVID-19 remains a problem. According to CBS New York, Biden made those remarks last week while walking the floor at the Detroit Auto Show. He continued to say, if you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everyone seems to be in pretty good shape. And I think it's changing. And I think this is the perfect example of it. However, CBS points out that Biden's statement is not similar with Dr. Ashad Jha, who is the White House top official when it comes to COVID-19. Back in September 6th, Dr. Jha said to reporters, the pandemic isn't over, and we will remain vigilant. And of course, we will continue to look for and prepare for unseen twists and turns. Now, although restrictions have been scaled back tremendously and the travel rate has returned to pre-pandemic level, there are still at least 400 deaths of COVID a day nationwide, according to CBS. However, it hasn't been recognized that the rate of hospitalizations have slowed down significantly. Officials have credited a widespread of immunity for the vaccines and prior infections and used COVID-19 treatments as factors to have helped lower cases in the past summer. Nayyir, do you agree with Joe Biden, or do you agree with these experts that say that it's gotten better, but because people are dying at 400 people a day, it's not over? What are your thoughts?
So I'd have to know more about what Biden meant, what part of the pandemic or what definition he was looking after when he said that statement, because surely he knows the stats. So I would, without knowing more about his response, I would lean more toward, it's got a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's over.
Yeah.
For us here, at least in America and in the world in general. So.
And Chike, you work in the medical field. What are your thoughts?
So I would say that he's probably making those statements because there's probably something coming or something that he wants to do as far as the nation is concerned. Like he's trying to push things forward. So he's starting his agenda. That's the only thing that I can think of, because I'm telling you, it's still alive and breathing. It's not like it was, of course, but it's still going around. And I still wear my mask in tight-knit, indoor situations.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because I'm in the community and I have to, it's not just me. I have to protect my patients and I have to protect certain family members. So yeah, it's not just about me.
Help me with this next name, actor's name. He plays in The Woman King, John Boy. You know what? He was also in what is
Star Wars.
Yeah.
John Boyega.
Boyega. Okay. Well, John Boyega isn't compromised when it comes to his dating life. The Woman King actor made it clear twice last week that he prefers a romance with Black women, point blank, period. So he spoke with British GQ on September 13th and sat down and highlighted the span of his career from appearances for the 3 Star Wars films, his latest role as King Zeno and The Woman King starring Viola Davis. Towards the end of the interview, he spoke about his personal goals since turning 30 in March. He claimed work and love are a priority, but made it clear that he dates under one rigid rule. I only date Black. Then it's about chemistry, personality, goals, and then synergy. Can I help you? Can you help me? Now, he also went on to interview with The Breakfast Club on September 16th. As the dating conversation kicked off, John questioned Charlamagne the God on his marital status and loyalty to Black love. Charlamagne confirmed that his marriage to a Black woman named Jessica Gashin. The two spoke about the importance of home matching conversations about Blackness. In Charlamagne's words, what's the last name?
Boyega.
Check the host wasn't talking so Black and sleeping white. Angela Yee asked John if he ever dated a white woman, which he responded yes, but claimed it wasn't serious. He said, I said it openly, but it's just a preference. I like my women Black, just separate from a political system or anything like that. It's just they fine as hell. Melanin levels got to be over 75%, thickness got to be there, style got to be there. We got to laugh the same jokes, bump the same music. It's got to flow. He said, I'm trying to have conversations where I can talk behind closed doors. I'm trying to say women I don't. And she like, yeah, baby. Yeah, you right. That's what I need. I need her to understand a Black man's anger or frustration. I need her to understand when certain dudes walk into a room and the energy ain't right. And she's just like, calm down, baby, chill. I need that. I need a Black woman. So he went under fire by saying that he's limiting himself by just dating Black women, while a lot of Black women were high-fiving him and saying about time, because typically when men become successful, they seem to date outside of their race. Is he wrong, Chike, for having a preference?
Why is he wrong for liking what he likes? I mean, that's that man's business. That's what he wants. That's what he likes. Why is he getting ridiculed for his preference?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Chike,
he's African by blood and he's British born. So he's had exposure to other. He has a choice. He made his choice. He likes what he likes.
Black queens. Nayyir, what are your thoughts?
Who is he coming under fire with?
people in general saying, why is he limited himself? Why is he only dating Black women and that kind of thing?
Yeah, nah, I don't know if I have many comments around that. I don't think he's limiting. He's clearly shown there's a great depth to Black women, and he's given some examples of what he actually enjoys. So I kudos, I like the same thing. So
right.
I don't see a problem with what he said.
If somebody decided to go vegan, are you going to persecute them because they don't like meat? That's what you choose to do.
Right.
It's your preference.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college, my homeboy, he wanted me to ride with him up to DC. Some girl he had met, and so she was staying with her sister in DC, coming for the weekend. So we went up there, and I can't remember what their nationality they were. But anyway, we ended up having a good time. We had gone to like this little club, whatever. But I remember when we left the next day to come back to Virginia, we went through some drive-through at some fast food place, and Frankie Beverly Mays Before I Let Go came on. And I said, it's just something about that culture that we understand more than other people. You're not saying the music is transcendent, but it was just in that moment, like you just, feels good to be back. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, but I think people should do what they want to do. If you want to dance outside your race, definitely do that. If you want to stay within your race, do that. I don't think it should be.
Say something? I just want to say something about at least my experience in dating outside my race, because I'm an equal opportunity employer, right? I don't discriminate. However, there is something to be said for that quiet understanding. It's just something that you just innately know from another Black person. And it's not an African person. It's not a Jamaican person. It's not a person with a lot of melanin in their skin. It's specifically to the African American that was born and raised in the United States of America. We just innately know each other's struggle, each other's pain. We just know each other. Telepathically, we know each other. And at a point, at a certain time in my life, I just got tired of coming home explaining my day. I just want to explain. I didn't want to explain why certain chemistry was the way that it was in the room. But another Black person innately knows it because they have the same experience. That's all.
Actor Yvette Brown and what's her name? Akilah DeBee. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about? What's her name? I don't know this man. I've never seen him before. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of her name. Who?
Why do you do this to me? I can't think right now.
Anyway, so they were on some Jimmy Fallon, one of them, they're playing this game where you had to guess something, and they were just making faces and eyes, and the event Brown said, "There's a lot of Black talk conversation going on right now. I don't want to upset my sister," and then end up getting it completely right without them even saying one word. She knew exactly what the movie was.
The telepathy.
Yes. Right. All right, well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, more on the Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears court case. And Nicki Minaj, she's suing over rumors that she did drugs. And the infamous Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape is back in the news. Right back after this.